Good morning children. Welcome to 6th standard online class. Hope you are all safe by the grace of God. Today we are going to continue and conclude our 5th unit, the world of animals. Let us get into our lesson. Today we are going to discuss about the adaptation of birds. So let us study about the special features developed in bird in order to survive. Let us. Birds have streamlined body covered with feathers. As fishes have streamlined body, no? These two birds too have streamlined body and the body is covered with feathers. This body shape provides minimum resistance to air. So, because of this streamlined structure, the streamlined structure of the birds, they provide the minimum resistance, that is it helps to fly against the air pressure. They have beak instead of mouth. So birds have beak instead of mouth. So you know that birds do not have mouth, isn't it? So this is the beak. This the beak. This is the beak of the birds. Am I right, children? So instead of mouth, what do they have? They have beak. Is it clear? Yes. Next. They breathe through lungs. They breathe through lungs. They too breathe through the lungs as us. Okay, like us. Okay, they have a pair of wings that are modified forelimbs. So they have wings, no? So these wings are nothing but what? These wings are nothing but they are actually forelimbs. The forelimbs are, forelimbs means we too have forelimbs. All the animals have forelimbs and hind limbs, isn't it? Yes. The front two legs are called forelimbs and the back two legs are called hind limbs. So these forelimbs are modified into what? Into wings for the case of birds. They have hollow and light bones. So what about their bones? They are hollow. They are hollow and also they have light weighted bones. Hollow and light bones. Hollow means inside the bone it will be very spacious. Okay. Then usually we see birds fly. However, they can also hop, move, run, etc. on the ground, and they perch well on the branches of tree with the help of a pair of clawed feet. Okay, so what is this? We used to see the birds fly. Apart from flying, they can also hop. So what is hopping? So look at here, children. This is hopping. Bird hops. In Tamil we call it as tuldral. Okay. Here is the picture of an ostrich which is running. See, look at their legs. Actually, the ostrich is running. So, apart from flying, birds also hops and runs. So, and also they perch well on the branches of trees with the help of pair of clawed feet. Clawed feet. Have you ever looked at the feet of the birds? Yes. How does it? See, look at the legs or the feet of these birds. It is like hook, no? It is like hook. Am I right, children? It is like a hook, isn't it? Very sharp hook. It is like a very sharp hook. For what purpose? It will hold the branches of the plants well in order to sit properly on the branches. They have this clawed feet. Okay, they hold the branches well tightly. For that purpose, it has clawed feet. The tail of the bird helps it to control the direction of the movements. So, which helps in the case of fish, we have seen the tail fins helps as a rudder to change the direction of movement. No, similarly, in the case of birds also, the tail helps the bird to change the direction of movement. Is it clear, children? So, in the case of birds, what are all the things we have? Birds have streamlined body shape in order to uh, resist the air, and their instead of mouth they have beak, and they have wings instead of forelimbs, and they can also run and move and hop apart from flying, and they have uh, crawled feet in order to hold the branches tightly. Apart from all these things, the they have strong chest muscles which help them to withstand the pressure of the air while flapping their wings during flight. So we know that as we go up and up, we have more air pressure in order to withstand the air pressure. As the birds are flying high above, in order to withstand that air pressure, they have a strong chest muscles. And also at a time, birds can see one object with one eye and another object with another eye, and this is called to be binocular vision. Binocular vision. See, we too have two eyes, but we are not able to focus on two things at a time, isn't it? We are able to focus on an object at a time, one object at a time. But these birds are able to see one object, more than one object, with one eye one object, another eye another object, and that's why it is called as it has binocular vision. Is it clear? So when an animal moves its location as the season changes, it is said to be migration. So this is an interesting fact. Have you ever heard about this word migration? So when an animal moves its location, so that is called to be migration. In Tamil Nadu, bird sanctuaries are located at Vedandangal, Kodiyakkarai and Kundankulam. There are many birds from foreign countries like Siberia and Russia migrate to our Vedandangal. Likewise, during summer and drought conditions, birds from our country migrate to foreign countries. These birds are called migratory birds. See, so during summer, in order they can't bear the heavy hotness, so they move from our country to some other foreign countries. Okay, so this movement is called moving from one place to another place, no? That is called migration. Now we are going to discuss about the adaptation in camel. Adaptation in camel. Camel lives in hot desert where water is scarce. The body structure of a camel helps it to survive in the desert because of its following features which are listed below. The camel has long legs which help it to keep its body away from the hot sand in the desert. So we know that camel have long feet, isn't it? For what purpose? To keep its body away from the hot sand which is present on the ground surface. Okay, children. Then camel can drink a large amount of water when it is available. So wherever it is available, the camel can drink a large amount of water and store it in the body. And also a camel's body is adaptive to save water in the dry desert as follows. So how it saves? Yes, a camel passes small amount of urine. Its dung is dry and it does not sweat. So it passes very little amount of urine, and also its dung, no, it's very dry, and it does not sweat. So there is no sweating for camel. Since a camel loses very little water from its body, it can live for many days without drinking water. So it loses very little amount of water from its body, so it survives without water for many days. A camel's hump has fat stored in it. In case of emergency, a camel can break down stored fat for nourishment. So the hump, you know, no, camel's hump. This is the hump, you know, isn't it? This is the hump. This part is the hump. What is present there? The fat is present in it. For what purpose? It will store the fat, and this fat can be broken whenever the camel needs it. Whenever the camel's body needs the fat, it can broke it and refresh it. Okay, children. Look at the feet of the camel. They have paddle feet. Paddle feet, what is the flat? The feet are very flat. For what? In order to walk on the sand present in the desert. In order to walk on the sand present in the desert, they have padded, that is very flat feet. Okay, children. And also, what about their eyelashes? See, look at their eyelashes and hair. The camel has very long eyelashes and hair. For what purpose this eyelashes and hair are very long? Because it will protect the eyes from the sandstorm which occurs in desert. We know that in desert areas there will be sandstorms, isn't it? During that time, in order to avoid or protect the eyes from the sand dust, the camel has very long eyelashes. Is it clear, children? Did you understood the adaptation of camels which helps the camel to survive in the desert? Yes, good. And also, camel keep its nostrils closed to avoid dust. So, to avoid the dust entering into its nose, it keep its nostrils closed. Okay. So, this is how the camel adapted to survive in the desert. So, apart from that, now we are going to discuss an interesting fact. Interesting fact. During or spending winters in a dormant condition is called hibernation. Example, turtle. We know that some animals undergo a long sleep during winter season. See, in winter, in very cold regions like Arctic and Antarctic regions and all, the climate is very cold during the winter season. The animals can't survive, isn't it? So, in order to protect themselves from those cold climate, and some animals undergo very long sleep throughout. They sleep throughout the winter. That is called to be hibernation. That is called to be hibernation. Do you understand what is hibernation? Yes, sleep during winter is called to be hibernation. The best example is turtles undergo hibernation. Like similarly, like polar bears also undergo hibernation. And on the other hand, spending the hard dry period in an inactive state is known as aestivation. What it is? Aestivation. Aestivation, if the animals undergo sleeping during the hot and dry climates. In order to withstand the hot and dry climates, the animals will undergo a long sleep. That sleep is said to be aestivation. So, during hot and dry, it is called as aestivation. During cold regions, that is during cold climate, it is called a hibernation. So, aestivation, example for aestivation is snails. Snails undergo aestivation. Is it okay, children? Another interesting fact is there is an animal called kangaroo rat that which does not drink water at all. So this animal survive without drinking water. Whatever food it eats and oxygen it gets from air combine together to form water inside the body. So how does it gets the water? The food it takes and also the oxygen from the air, from the surrounding air combine together and forms the water in its body itself. Is it clear, children? So, which animal does not drinks water at all? This kangaroo rat does not drink water at all. Is it clear? Yes. Then, the adaptive features of some animals and their different habitats we are going to discuss now. The first animal is polar bear. Polar bear. And it lives in polar regions. Polar regions. What are the adaptive features? They have thick skin for protection. The thick skin for protection, and white fur. What for this thick skin and white fur are present in polar bears? Because this white thick skin and white fur will protect the thick skin will protect them from the severe coldness prevailed in that region, and white fur protects them from their enemies. They matches with the snow, isn't it? So it protect them from its enemies. And the second animal is penguin. We know that penguin also lives in polar region. They have paddle to swim and walk with 2 legs. We know that these penguins can swim as well as walk. So how do they swim? They used to swim with the help of paddle. What is paddle? Have you ever looked into the legs of the penguin? It is like the swimming persons, the swimmers used to wear a special shoe, no? That is called a paddle. That is called a paddle. Is it clear, children? Yes, that is called a paddle, and with the help of that paddle, this penguin is able to swim, and they also able to walk with the help of their 2 legs. Then mountain goat. Mountain goat, you know that mountain goat is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. Am I right? Yes. They live in mountains. They live in mountains. They have strong hooves for running, long hair to protect from cold. So hooves means what? Hooves. What are hooves? Hooves are nothing but they have very strong feet. Okay, they have very strong feet base. No, have you seen the foot base of cows or horses? It will be flat and hard, isn't it? Similarly, this mountain goats to have strong hooves. These strong hooves make them to run fast, and also they have long hair all over their body to protect them from the cold. The next animal is lion. Lion lives in forest, we know that. And also lion is a strong and fast runner, has sharp claws to catch the prey. So how do they catch the prey? With the help of their legs, isn't it? So they have sharp claws. With this sharp claws, they catch their prey. Is it clear, children? So these are the adaptive features of some of the animals. The next interesting fact is the mountain goat, namely Nilgiri Tar, can find small spaces on rock to climb with ease and keep its balance as it feeds. So, this Nilgiri Tar lives in Nilgiri. This Nilgiri Tar is the state animal of Tamil Nadu, and it can find even small spaces on the rock in order to climb the mountain easily and also balance its body weight. Is it clear, children? Hope you have enjoyed today's class, children. And also this is a very beautiful, colorful lesson, isn't it? You enjoyed a lesson a lot, I'm sure. So do your assignment, children. Today's assignment is you are going to complete your 5th lesson, short answers and remaining short answers and detailed answer in your classwork notebook. Completed? Report in the group without fail. Thank you, children. Stay home, stay safe, obey your parents, make your parents to get vaccinated. Meet you in the next class.